What is up, guys, and welcome to Should You Play Destiny. You may have already seen my Should You Play Destiny beta and Should You Play Destiny alpha videos. So I've covered most of the gameplay there. It hasn't changed too much, but of course it is the final game and there is quite a lot different. Sadly, due to the PlayStation changing its share functionality, I've already recorded this video once, or should I say not recorded, because it didn't come out. Not that it's an issue, it's quite a good game, as you will find out in a second. Now, obviously the whole concept really behind the game is there is a loot system. It's obviously a first-person shooter, but the idea really is to gain loot. So you can see I've got a couple of rare items. These are both through playing the multiplayer, and I'll touch on that properly in a bit. But most of the stuff I got is pretty good. If you play multiplayer games, it will kind of scale it out so that these numbers don't mean anything, but you still got the benefits of added bonuses, so you can see you can customize your weapons once you've used them, and those, I believe, although it's not that clear, carry over into your actual multiplayer games. So I'm level 14, so I haven't finished the game. Some of my friends have, some of my housemates have, so I kind of know that the story isn't really that long, but this is more of a impressions review video rather than a full review giving it a score. Obviously it's Should You Play Destiny. Now if we go to Earth, we will see the familiar layout that we've seen before, because obviously it was in both the alpha and the beta. So on Earth you have a strike mission you can do. There might be another one if you complete that one, but I haven't done that one. I've already done that so many times in the alpha and the beta. Then we've got these big story missions here. We've got the smaller story missions here, and then we've got the patrols. Now the patrol missions, personally, I'm not a big fan of. Just it's a bit of extra thing you can play by going around picking up these small fetch quests. Sometimes they're like kill, sometimes they literally are kill and fetch like combined. And there are also these golden chests that you will find. So it's not like your Borderlands style where you've got so many chests you can find with loads of loot in it. Sometimes you'll get drops, but that's not really that often. The tower is, it says here, social place, and yeah, you can meet players there and then join up and do story missions, but the system, I have to say, is one of the worst aspects of the game, because it really wants you to play multiplayer, but I don't think it's that easy to actually do. Planets, we've got the moon, so again we've got the same sort of layout with the strike missions, a patrol mission, then some big and small story missions. Reef, I've only done one thing here, there's not anything else for me to do yet. Venus, and then there are a couple other planets that I haven't unlocked at all. Crucible is where you do the multiplayer. I'll quickly show you now. There are 4 modes, and once you get to level 20 there are a couple of others that will appear here. But for now we're just going to go to Venus, and we're just going to do this story here. You can select normal if you're feeling normal, or hard if you have played a lot of multiplayer or done a lot of other stuff and you want a better challenge. Load times are the things that aren't particularly brilliant about the game. That's one of my main faults with it. It does take a long time, and in the interest of sort of showing you properly how long it takes, I will let this roll. Probably should have mentioned, hopefully you're still here, that this is a review copy, which is why I was a little bit late. I got the review copy a little bit late. Not an issue. If you haven't got the game, then I'm sure it's still going to be as fair, and if you're waiting for a PC version, if there is going to be one, obviously this is still going to be very valid, so I am sorry that it's a little bit late. So that was the load times. I've seen it be a lot longer than that, but not too bad. And then here we are.
Okay, there is a big Vex signature just up the coast. Let's kill it, whatever it is, and bring its mine core to one of the old Academy research labs.
That voice you hear there was your ghost, so that thing I just had in my hand. And you can spawn a vehicle once you've sort of unlocked it on each planet, and it doesn't really do too much other than get you across the planet pretty quickly. Graphics quality. Things look pretty good. Obviously some of the textures aren't going to be as fantastic as they could be up close, but you're not meant to do that. You're meant to sort of run around and obviously play the game, and on that respect I think it's definitely one of the best looking games on the PlayStation 4. You know, it has definitely cut corners in places for the hardware, but I think you won't be disappointed with the overall graphics quality. I've actually gone the wrong way here. It runs at a locked 30 frames a second, which for a first-person shooter I think is not ideal, but that 30 frames a second is very consistent, and I don't have that much of an issue playing it because it's not too bad using a controller. I wouldn't dream of playing 30 frames a second on a first-person shooter with a mouse and keyboard, but of course we don't need to here. Overall, the frame rate isn't an issue enough. Well, it's not enough of an issue for me not to play and not to enjoy the game, because I am both playing and enjoying the game. You can see I've got a couple other players here in the game. They don't really do much other than walk around with you, unless you're in a dedicated party, and you can invite your friends and random people to that once you've actually sort of met them in your game. And then obviously we've got the main combat. I'm a little bit of a too high level for these particular people, so it's pretty easy. You can see I've just unlocked the upgrade for my gun, as I was talking about earlier. I'll stick that on in a minute. But the variety of stuff to do, it's mainly combat. Everything is combat based, as you would expect from a first-person shooter. Sometimes I find the combat does go on for too long, especially in some of the more boss sort of battles. It was a similar problem I found in some Mass Effect games. Well, some of the segments from Mass Effect. Pardon me there, just had a swig of water. Was that sometimes the combat can go a bit long and you just want to get to the next bit of story. The story itself isn't bad, but it's not exactly an epic story. They say on the box, I can't remember whether it was actually used the terminology epic, but it's going to be a disappointment to those who want a really nice, rich, deep story. But it's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. And the other thing is, it's quite short. Although I haven't got to the end of it myself, I know plenty of people that have, and they've all said that they weren't that keen on the ending, and it was too short. But this is only my impressions, and my impressions so far are that I am actually enjoying what I'm doing, even if it is just going and killing stuff. If you're looking for loads and loads of different things you can be doing, I think you are going to be somewhat disappointed, because it's just these missions and patrol missions that you can do, and there's not really that much things you can do together like you would in a big Mamorg, is it? Yeah, that's what it's called. Oh, some new guns. There are a couple of chests you see around the place, but the loot you get is very rarely rare. So this is just the basic game. You go around. Hopefully you'll be doing it with some friends, as I found it's a lot more fun that way. But this is only one aspect of the game, because obviously there is one more thing you can be doing, and that is do the multiplayer. So I will probably cut the, well, I'll cut the video now and jump into the multiplayer to show you what that is like. So guys, this is the Destiny multiplayer, and it is one of the best things about the game, just because the sort of merge of a really good single player, in the sense that there's quite a lot to do even if it isn't that diverse, mixed with quite a, well, I'm not going to say quite, a very good multiplayer mode that this game definitely represents great value for money. Not sure I like the voiceover guy's voice, but it is quite different, to be fair. For those expecting Halo-like gameplay, I suppose it's not that far off, and some of the games do look quite similar, but I've definitely enjoyed the multiplayer a lot. I enjoy every single game I play, with the exception of a few. Right. Oh, he's got one of the good things. You can find these sort of better vehicles around the place, but you can only use your basic vehicle all the time, and that's the, hold on, did I? No, I thought I did. I didn't, sadly didn't get him. Your radar is key here, because it tells you where everybody is, and everyone's gun and armor will kind of scale together, so everyone will have, oh, I'm never going to do that. Did I get him? No, I managed to get one of them. So although people are higher level, in theory they shouldn't have that much of an advantage, but as I touched on earlier, you've got these bonus abilities in some of the rarer weapons, and as far as I can tell, they carry over to the real game. So yes, you probably are at a disadvantage unless you've got the highest level and the highest gear. The level cap is only level 20, you can increase that to 30, I believe. Might not be quite as high, might be something like 28 by doing armor upgrades, but that sort of stuff is very much once you've done the story and the game is complete. But the multiplayer does feel very nice, and it does feel very tight. I'd say the gameplay is very fun. You've got a good variety of guns. You use the same layouts and classes as you do in your basic story, so if you want to play as a different class halfway through, oh, did I get him? I did. Then you are going to need to actually create a new character. But that kind of gives you more stuff to do. Oh no, that was a poor. Oh no.
All zones.
I'm not the best, but I'm not bad. And you've got to remember, I am recording at the same time, so it's quite a tricky thing to do. I normally find myself switching out. I normally play about. Hold on. Hello, a minute there, sunshine. Hello, hello.
Gains the lead.
Hey, there we go.
Enemy captured
So I do find
zone
myself
C.
switching out quite nicely between the standard single player aspect and the multiplayer aspect. Sadly, I don't have that many friends, so if you do have Destiny, you should add me on PlayStation. You should have seen the name by now. It's Hidden Cape. I know it's lame, really lame. Did I get anyone? Did I get anyone? Yes. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Get him. Bang, 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 bang. Yes! I'm so good at this game. Yeah, so add me and we can actually play some games, because it will be better if you actually have some friends. But just for playing the... No, that's poor. Just for playing the single player, it's not too much of an issue. So that actually kind of brings me towards the end of my Destiny review. Well, impressions review, whatever you want to call it. It's a very, very solid game. I think that's the best way to describe it. And it's definitely a game you're going to get a lot of value out if you've got a next generation console. It looks good. Hold on, he's in a turret. It looks good, and I think I wasted that. It looks good, it plays well, and there's a lot of content to do, even if there's not that much variety in what you are going to be doing. So if you're not interested in this sort of first-person shooter genre, this isn't going to change your mind, unfortunately. So it may not be the game with the most epic story and epic gameplay and depth, but it is a very solid game that I think you're going to have a lot of fun playing. But of course, this has just been my impressions and my review. What do you think? Have you got it? Do you want it? Would you get it on PC if it came out on PC? Do let me know in the comments section below. Don't forget to like this video if you liked this video, and of course dislike the video if you didn't like it, but let me know why. He's got a bloody shield in this way. I'm not going to be able to kill him. Ready? Watch the supercharge. Yay! The supercharge, you get these things called orbs of light, which will drop an orb of light, and then if one of your teammates pick it up, your supercharge will actually decrease. And I have to say, although it can get annoying when someone uses a supercharge on you, it's nowhere near as annoying as like the AC 130 or something like that was on Call of Duty. No, I haven't gone. Top of the table though, look at that. Top lad, mate. Top lad. Good player. So yeah, thank you very much for checking it out. Don't forget to subscribe, because I promise you there is so much good content coming out. Obviously this isn't really helping you if you're watching this 6 months after it was posted, but there's the Shadow of Mordor review coming very soon, or at least should you play Shadow of Mordor. There's the full iPhone review I've still got to do. There is the GTX 980 video that should actually already be live, and hopefully the SLI video should follow very shortly. Now, shotguns are a bit overpowered. You have to use special ammo in your shotguns and heavy ammo in your other ones. So heavy ammo basically will kill an enemy in one. If it's a rocket launcher, machine guns are way overpowered at the moment, but you need to find special ammo around the map. So this has been my video. Thank you very much for checking it out. I hope you liked it, and let me know in the comment section below that you did like it, and I will see you in the next video.
Lost.